What's the word, man? We back with another video. We have what? NBA legends think of Larry Bird. Now, what I think of Larry Bird, I think that man is one of the greatest players of all time. But this says the brutal truth. So I don't know what to expect, but let's get right into it, man. Let's go. Y'all see the sub count right there, man? We going up every single day, posting every single day, man. Hit the subscribe button if you like the content. What do the brutal truth mean? Let's go. Come on, man.
I'm Sean David. Let's talk some old school NBA. In today's episode, we're gonna take a look at NBA.
So you gonna be the one telling me the brutal truth? Man, nah, man. Let's skip this intro, man. You playing, man. Let's see.
So the first player that I want to start with is actually not only an opponent, but also a guy that played for Larry Bird. Of course, I'm talking about Reggie Miller, Killer Miller, who had some incredible battles with Larry Bird. Now let's have a listen what Reggie Miller thinks about Larry Bird.
By the way, Bird turned 60. Isn't that amazing?
That's great.
Bird's gotten old.
Well, Father Time will eventually catch all of us, but it's hard to think. I remember sitting in my dorm at UCLA and watching those great series between Boston and Magic and Bird. And Magic is my mentor. I've said this on this show before, but I patterned my game, who I wanted to be like, who I wanted to play like, after Larry Bird. So I was torn. So I love them both, and to have a chance to play against Larry early on in my career.
How two people changed the entire landscape of the NBA. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Celtics versus Lakers. That rivalry coming out of college. They went up against each other in college. That makes it even more special. Going into the NBA just blossomed the NBA so much. It created so many superstars like Reggie Miller himself. Man, y'all have to put some respect on these players' names. Instead of comparing them, how about we uplift them and talk about how many players that they brought mindsets to and brought their inspiration to, and just how hard they worked and motivated other people. How about we talk about that? They don't talk about that, man. Come on, man. Come on.
And then kind of be under his leadership when he took over as head coach. It was a thrill for me because that was, one of the players that, I really idolized and patterned my game after.
Larry Bird at his best, LeBron James at his best.
Come on now. I'm a young one. I'm a 2000 baby. Come on now.
Do we have to put the teams too, or just individual players?
If there's a draft,
oh my God,
you can take Bird or LeBron. So let's say I take Larry at this age when I think he averaged 30, 10, and 7, something like that, and LeBron right now. So you got Larry Legend.
Okay,
or
now
LeBron.
what rules are we playing to?
We're playing today's rules.
Oh, I gotta go with Larry Joe. And
the following clip is actually of one of my favorite players of all time, Sir Charles Barkley. And it's kind of...
Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, man. LeBron James versus Larry Bird. Y'all let me know.
funny to see how he responds to the question if he thinks if he's better than Larry Bird.
But he said that same thing to Bird, too, after practice.
No. no, Dan.
Are you better than Bird?
Am I better than Bird?
Some people would say,
great
yeah.
Question.
He ain't saying yeah?
I'm a better rebounder. I'm probably a better defender.
Okay. You being honest.
He's a better shooter, obviously. A lot of people talk about who's better.
But you have to have that mentality.
No, you know. If I think
That's like you getting on the court. LeBron James get on the court with Steph Curry. Like, yeah, man, this man Steph Curry is a better shooter than me. He's a better dribbler than me. This man has way more stamina than me. This man could probably hit tougher layups than me. You see what I'm saying? But he's not a better dunker than me. He's not a better finisher than me. You see what I'm saying? He's not a better, he doesn't have higher IQ than me. Can't pass better than me. You know what I'm saying? There's aspects to a game. You got to really decipher. So I like how Charles Barkley did this. Charles Barkley a realist for this one.
Team game.
And the next player on the list is going to be Bill Walton, so former teammate of Larry Bird, a player that was voted into the top 50 players of all time back in, I think it was 1995 or 1996, so long ago. Anyway, he has a very specific opinion on Larry Bird. Let's have a listen.
Come on.
What Larry was able to do on and off the court, it defied description, and it was very much like being on tour with the Grateful Dead, in that you never knew what was going to happen. You knew it was going to be fun. You knew it was going to be great. You knew it was going to be dynamic. You knew it was going to be explosive. But you could never say, that's what's going to happen.
Well, we came to play. We came to win.
It was a really good passing team, a very unselfish team.
There just wasn't any doubt in my mind that we were going to win.
Steve, what about your thoughts on tonight's matchup? Another lineup change by the coach. He's installed Jerome Kersey in the starting lineup.
Well, he's put a tiger in the tank. He feels that Jerome Kersey is going to give him some aggressiveness, particularly against Larry Bird.
Jerome Kersey's guarding Larry. And I think his first 8 or 10 points were left-handed. And at that point, McHale was still coming off the bench. And so we score. Larry scores his 6th point on some kind of left-handed shot.
Bird against Kersey.
And McHale goes, hey, Jerome, wait till he starts shooting right-handed.
Change for Bird, another three-point try.
Well, left-handed is one thing, but when the game got close, I had to go back to the right one. I think it went right down the wire, and we might have won by 1 point.
Beat you right there. You got to keep them under control. They don't.
Now, the following clips are actually from my own show. I had Dennis Rodman, Sean Kemp, Michael Cooper, and Dominic Wilkins on the show. And of course, I'll ask them all about Larry Bird and their opinion. So let's have a quick listen to those NBA legends.
87, and I tried to do my best to guard Larry Bird.
That's this man? Yo.
It didn't work too well. He kind of schooled me a little bit. He kind of schooled me the whole game. Every game we played, he said, Dennis, are you guarding me? Take that for you. All right, I take that, Larry. I take that. There was sort of jump shot. I said, Dennis, you like that? I said, you know what, man? The hell with you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But after a couple of years under my belt, I said, okay, great. I belong in this league, brother. I belong in this league, and all of a sudden now Larry Bird started to respect me. Then you can see at the last the years we played in the Silverdome that you saw that brawl that when I tried to block Larry Bird's shot, Bill Lambert came over and I fell backwards, and Bill Lambert came and gave Larry a chop, with a forearm. And then all of a sudden the melee, that's when the rivalry started really to happen right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I said, oh man, I'm in the league now.
Yes, Coop, I'm fine too. Thanks for asking. Now in this video, I'm talking about...
Everybody asks, what's your welcome to the league moment? That's Dennis Rodman's welcome to the league moment.
About your rivalry with Larry Bird and how intense it was. It was a battle. It was war. Was it something personal?
Michael Cooper?
No, for you?
It wasn't just a personal thing. It became physical because I had an opportunity to do something about it. So when I jumped into that rivalry, Larry was the type of player, and I've guarded many great offensive scorers. Just to name a few, Michael Jordan when he was young, Dr. J, George Gervin, a kid named Andrew Toney. Those players, when they just throw the basketball, you can kind of take a rest on those guys. Larry was different than that. Larry could get rid of the basketball, but he was going to go get an offensive rebound. He was going to set a back pick for his teammate. He was going to do something, assist. He didn't always have to score. So you always had to pay attention to him. And, he has said that I'm the toughest player he's had to ever go that guarded him. And I have to say Larry is the best because of those things I just mentioned, is that you always had to pay attention to him on the court. And one of the best things, Sean, that I saw of Larry Bird that really gave me the ultimate respect is that we were playing them in the 84-85 series, and we just got into Boston, and there was a bus going by, And on the bus, they had this huge, long picture of Larry diving out of bounds. And the ball was just right at his fingertips. And the quote was, "I hate it when players watch the ball go out of bounds." And that there tells you who that guy was, man. This guy played the game, the entire game, to the outer limits, the sideline, the baseline, and that's what I respected the most about him. But he was a tough player to deal with.
You could tell the competitors that played against Larry Bird got the respect for him. Just every little thing he did. Like my favorite player, like when they was comparing LeBron to Larry Bird, I didn't want to answer because like I got respect for both of them. I hate the comparisons. My favorite player, LeBron James, he's almost just like Larry Bird. He's setting back screens. You see what I'm saying? He's going to do everything on the court. You got to watch him. He's going to go try to get that offensive rebound. He's going to pass the ball. He's kind of like a Larry Bird, if you want to say. And I kind of have a respect for him for that. So to hear that people that played against Larry Bird say the same thing, that he was setting back screens and he was just doing so much on the court. He facilitated the entire floor. You always had to watch him. That just shows how much respect and how much power that man really had in the league. He was one of the best players ever. Like, come on now. This man, Michael Cooper, said he thinks Larry Bird is the best player of all time. That's respect. That's respect right there, man. I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy.
Because he was bigger than me, too.
Now, you played probably in the best era
Dominique
of
Wilkins,
NBA basketball, and you had some of
Legends.
the most incredible rivalries, especially you as a player. Your rivalries with Jordan is legendary. Your rivalry with Larry Bird is legendary. So I definitely want to talk about that. Your first interaction with Larry Bird was a very rude awakening. What do you recall from that first meeting, and what was it like having the final laugh?
Well, you know what, the funny thing is, you know, when you're a rookie coming to the league, you're a hotshot rookie, and you think you're, you know, one of the greatest, and, you know, those veterans have a way to let you know, look, you got to pay your dues, and that was one of the situations with me and Larry. I went to shake his hand, he wouldn't shake my hand. And I remember saying to myself, well, maybe he's just getting into the game. And I remember the first play of the game, he said, "You don't even belong in this league, Holmes." And he shoots a three. I'm like, I wasn't mad he made the three. I said, did he just call me Holmes? You know, but I remember after the first time, you know, I made a great play against him. I remember him saying, he said, you know, you got some toughness, man. I like you. But he said, I'm still getting 40 tonight. He got about 38, so he kind of proved his point.
Now, back in the days, there were many black players who for example, Cedric Maxwell, for example, who openly admit that they thought Larry Bird was overrated until they actually got to play against him. When was your moment where you thought, okay, this kid is for real?
The first day I played against him. First day I played. I mean, I knew he was a super player before I came into the NBA, but when I had a chance to play against Larry Bird, and I can count on one hand the type of guys like him that you had to be totally focused in on. If you didn't, he would embarrass you.
Now the following clip is going.
Imagine somebody just pulling up in your mouth like this, and I'm talking about in 1980. And this is not 2020 or 2015 or 2010. This is 1980.
Totally focused in on. If you didn't,
this is crazy.
You had to be totally
catch and shoot, right in your mouth.
Focused in on. If you didn't, he would embarrass you.
Now the following clip is going to be of Jaylen Rose. Of course, Jaylen never got the chance to play against Larry Bird since Larry retired in 1992, and Jaylen came into the NBA in 1994. But of course, he played for Coach Bird. So let's have a look and listen to what Jaylen Rose has to say.
Bird 6.
Okay.
Bird, for those that don't know, won 3 straight MVPs in the league with the Showtime Lakers and Michael Jordan and the Bad Boys present. 3 straight MVPs.
Yeah.
MVP.
So you would say that was the baddest white boy ever?
No question. It's not even yes. No doubt.
Okay.
No doubt.
No doubt.
All right, you guys, that was it for today's episode.
Great video, man. Shout out this channel. Who is this guy? Shout out to BTM Basketball Time Machine, man. This was a good video. Could have been great if you had some LeBron James footage up in here, man. I'm a LeBron James fan. I like to see LeBron James talk about players, man, but I ain't tripping about it, man. What I will say is, man, it seems like these players have immense amount of respect for Larry Bird. It said the brutal truth in the title, so I'm thinking that they were going to be downplaying Larry Bird, maybe saying maybe saying like, man, Larry Bird wasn't really like that. Everybody thinks he was good, but let me tell you why he's not really good. The brutal truth. But the NBA legends were only uplifting him, saying good things about Larry Bird. Jaylen Rose, the player that never played with him, but it was his coach, said that he was the baddest white boy ever. Dennis Rodman said Larry Bird gave him his welcome to the league moment. Every single person that went up against him had a lot of respect for him. You know, Michael Jordan, you remember seeing in The Last Dance, he going up to him, yeah, you little bit, you little B-word. When they were going up against Reggie Miller and Larry Bird was the coach or the executive in the playoffs. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below. Y'all let me know the brutal truth about Larry Bird. Is Larry Bird actually this good, or is the truth that he wasn't this good? Y'all let me know down below. I'll be in the comments with y'all. That's the end of this reaction though, man. If you got some other videos you would like me to react to, you can hit my Instagram, my Twitter. I'll interact with you guys there, no problem. If you could like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, that'd be good for me. And we out.